Tip number 1, shoe rack. These are so handy in your caravan, especially when you've got a small wardrobe. It hangs on the rail at the top with the velcro, and there's enough clothes in here for 3 people for 3 days. We all have our own little slots, and then there's a hairdryer slot at the bottom. Get loads more storage space. Tip number 2, can't get enough of this sticky back velcro stuff. So I've seen a lot of people do this and cover off the shelves in the Basecamp by screwing into the to the wood, which we really wanted to avoid doing. So sticky back velcro is our new friend. So this is just a little basket from Dunelm. We put all of our bits and bats, books, lighters, that kind of thing in there. It doesn't move, it's solid, everything's good for travel. Tip number 3, I'm not a massive fan of clutter, so everything has to have a basket in the house and also in the caravan. So here, these little baskets are just £1 from IKEA, but the good thing about them is they'll actually sit on your slide rail there, so things don't fall over, you're not knocking stuff off into the sink. It's just really handy, and we have a couple of those on there every time we travel. Tip number 4, a lot of people have these little coffee machines in their camper vans, caravans, which are really great, but the annoying thing is storing the pods. So I've bought this from Amazon, but as I said in my previous tip, sticky back velcro is our new friend, so you can see it doesn't move, but it will still swirl round. So that is attached to the worktop, really handy, stays in transit, just keep filling it up for a lovely coffee. Tip number 5, now this is where we've broken our don't screw things in rule, because we found that the tension rods would fall out. So bit of net wire if you're old enough to remember that, and a couple of screws in there, and that holds everything in place whilst you travel. We've actually got so much room in this caravan, we don't necessarily need that. But in our overhead locker here, again, same trick applied, so nice tension wire screwed in at the sides, holds all of that in place, nothing moves. When you pull up, you can open the door without things hitting you on the head. Tip number 5, get yourself one of these handy little collapsing bowls. They're absolutely fantastic. Collapse down really easily. Store nothing to store that, but really handy. And also tip number 5, these fabulous silicone mats. You can get these off Amazon. You just drain, so the water goes into the little grooves, and then you just squeeze it and tip it like that, and it all runs off into the sink. Absolutely fantastic. And a really good sturdy space to store stuff as well, where it doesn't move. Tip number 7, love a plastic tub, love a label, love a shelf. These cupboards in the Basecamp are fantastic, however then there's no shelving, so once you've unless you want to pile everything on top of each other, you really got to struggle to get things in and out. So what we've done is obviously labelled up our recycled Chinese tubs, and we've also put a shelf in there that just really doubles the space that we've got, and it means that we can pull things in and out easily without actually having to move all stuff out of the cupboard and put it back in again. So I love these shelves. These are from just from Amazon, and as I say, the tubs are recycled. The same again in this cupboard. The only thing I wanted to show you in here that's different is these plate protectors. So again, you can pick these up from any store really, but it just means that we can actually travel with all of that in situ without having to pack everything and unpack it when we get there. Wedge a few tea towels in and around, and nothing moves at all. It's great. Tip number 7, get the dog lead out the way. Just love this little dog lead thing. Tip number 8, again, not anything that I haven't seen before, but just in case you've not cottoned onto this yet, adding a nice little bit of piping to help with your wastewater will make it flow better through your pipes out into the box without spilling everywhere. Tip number 9, now I've saved this one for best. My wife is very clever, and she's attached a bit of rod with some ties, cable ties, onto the water feed. So actually when you put that in, it's a completely straight rod, so it saves all of the kinks and the water chugging that you can sometimes get. And tip number 10 is relax, enjoy yourselves, it's a holiday. Thank you, bye.